We learn more from failures than our wins. So, failure is essentially the stepping stone to success, which is literally like already a saying, But when we put it that way, it makes sense why. So, what I mean by failure is we learn more from that than success. Um, success, success. Who doesn't want success? But whenever we get success, it's a relief, and it's that okay, I won, I proved to myself I could do this. Move on to the next endeavor in life. Amazing. And we all deserve success in every aspect of our life. Well, we don't deserve it. We need to, prove to ourselves that we actually deserve it and then get it. But it's the failures along the way that you're gonna face 200 million failures of, that will teach you. Every failure is a fall down that will teach you, once you get back up, of how to tackle that specific thing that didn't work out. And every time you get up, you're a little bit stronger at knowing that, hey, I had a failure, but my life doesn't end here. And you figure out what exactly it is that you need to touch up. So let's say you have played football throughout high school, and you have come a long way. Football is literally what makes you, like, it's your main purpose at the moment. And that's just what, like, is the, like, everything in your mind is revolving around every single way I could do better at football. And you're doing all this, like, tournaments, and you're just doing great in life in general. And you happen to get, like, tear an ACL or something, and that puts you in a bedridden situation for months, and there's a tournament coming up and you just can't make it. That is a real thing that happens to many of us in life. And it's those are like, that's like a moment that defines what, like, that's like a defining moment for us to realize if that's all it takes for us to become a victim, or make something out of that. So during those moments are one, like, the defining times when we realize, is 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 this all there is to my life, and is this where my life just kind of just ends? Like, what do I do now? That's all I have known. And that's when the failure teaches us that, no, this is not all there is to life. These other hobbies, these other passions that you have, that you also could water into, and that is still something you could get back to as well. But maybe that's not the season in life that you're at anymore for now, and you could work up back to it. And along that journey, you're gonna grow tremendously. That growth that you're about to get now, because of that setback, is something that you would never ever get if you were just, everything was swimmingly going well, and you just did the tournaments, and that's just all there is to it. Like, you're just gifted in every way, or you worked for it, and you're just winning all the time, and that's all as there is to it. But there's no way, like, that's just not what happens. Like, that's just not how winning is done. Winning is, there's no one at the top that has made it there without having fell many times, and learning how to maneuver around it. They failed their way to that success, and that's why nobody can just take it away from them. If they were to just get there with swimmingly, with no setbacks whatsoever, which is impossible, it doesn't happen. If they did get there, they're gonna get taken down with the most minor setbacks. That's why it doesn't that's not the people on top. The people on top are never the ones that they have just got there swimmingly. They had to learn through adversities on how they could become bulletproof to that. They can't be taken down because they have fell down so many times that they know everything there is to know. They know themselves. They know how to maneuver around anything and everything, and they have the resilience. They took the punches and they got back up, and they just kept going, taking those baby steps. And that's why when they're at the top, for somebody else to get to the top, they would need to mimic every single step, every single amount of hard work and like routine they have, the grueling routine they have built through those setbacks to get there. But that's not something just anybody could do. It's something you need to build up to. And so that's why there's no shortcut to that, and the guy at the top is there because he's doing the things that 99% of others aren't willing to do. If you're the type that needs like your morning to have, I need to hit my cold shower, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then that's a good day. Otherwise you can't make a day like be productive. That's a weakness. That's something that somebody else can potentially outwork, because they're not relying on that. They could make if they lost half the day because they were sluggish, it doesn't mean that hello, hello, hello. Yes. So they are they're basically able to um they're able to make the best of every part of their day, if even if some other part was not up to par and they weren't satisfied with it, they make the most of the day that is left. And that's something we could all do. It's not gonna be easy, but it's a choice, and we choose to make it. Even if it's like even if there's rain or sunshine, it's a good day, everything's going smooth, or it's a bad day, nothing's going smooth, but you're showing up for it. It's you that chooses what you make out of it. So if the failure to not execute on that morning routine doesn't have to define the rest of the day, you could easily end the day on a good note. You could make the best out of the time you have and end the day at a better position that makes you feel like, okay, this was the day that moved me forward, that moved the needle. And that you could only do by not having the mentality that everything needs to I need to hit every single thing, and everything needs to be a win for me to have the ideal day. Because you could fail every other part of the day, but then you decide to pick things up from here, and then make the best of the rest of the day. And so all of this just to say that failure doesn't have to define you, but failure is something that is gonna teach. Is the greatest lessons that will come from the failures, and we should embrace it. We should embrace the failures. We shouldn't let it keep us down. If we just simply get up, if we have the ability to just get up every single time, this is inevitable. You're gonna fail your way to success. You're gonna check off all the boxes until you literally have no choice but to make that right move. Like you're literally raising the percentage rate of, if there was a 10% chance you're gonna be successful at this content creation thing or business thing, or this hobby, you want to play guitar, you want to pursue that degree. If there's a 10% chances you're gonna be successful at it, because of your upcoming and the environment you're in, everything, the odds are stacked against you. You could literally bump it 10%, 10%, 10% to 100% through every single time you manually choose to work towards that. Every single time you fall down because your environment is against you for that, but then you find a way to, like, okay, there's this person that will be able to aid me in this journey. There's this person that's willing to give me that space. Some of the greatest, most literate people in history, they didn't have access. They were in an environment where they were not meant to ever study, meant to ever. They were like slaves, or people that everybody else would try to keep down. They were meant to just be like, yo, you don't belong in this. You're not meant to know how to read. You're not meant to know how to write. But they decided to manually choose, I want to do that. That's knowledge is power to me, and like I know it is. So they decided to do the thing even though all the odds were against them, and they failed millions of times. They didn't even see any scent of success until 10 years, 20 years maybe. Uh, Even that overnight success was not overnight. It was those years of failures until something clicked. The right person noticed them, the right opportunity. They aligned themselves to be in the zone of the lucky, the right opportunity. It's lucky. It's lucky, but it was only they only got that because manually took their steps to align themselves for that luck to come to them. So is it really luck? It's not. So that's what I mean, that failure is the way. And um I to that I say, like, we should oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. To that I say, to anybody that is ready to face any and every failure and climb their way to success, I say, may you have a beautiful journey, a journey that full of character, full of blessings, full of strength, full of growth. That's what I wish you have, and you will, in the pursuit of that. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Take care. Bye bye.